everyone, Kat here, your favorite ginger bibliophile. Hope you're all doing really well, and I hope you're in the mood for a fun tag. And yes, I'm dressed kind of weird today. I was doing an intro for my weekly garden video, and I didn't feel like changing. I thought about getting into something that would fit this tag, and then realized, yeah, I do have outfits for this one, but I'm not sure I could fit them anymore, and I don't want to hurt my own feelings trying to get into, slinky, shiny dresses from like a decade ago. Because that's probably how long it's been since I've been to the club. Oh no, man. I haven't been out to the bars and the clubs shaking it since before I found you, huh? No, mommy hasn't. See, you don't mind though, huh? So long as I have food. So we're gonna go with the little girly dress and the sparkly, rhinestone necklace from that video that I also haven't worn in a long time because y'all don't usually see me in dresses, do you? I'm more the gothic girl than the girly girl, but I felt like it. I got the purple nails and the colorful thing. So we're just gonna get on into it. This is the nightclub tag that was created by Brian Bell, and I saw this over on Genre Books channel, so it looked fun. I wanted to do it, so I'm gonna do it. And this one, parts of it kind of stumped me. This is cocktail hour. Name a book that you think pairs perfectly with your favorite drink. I swear I haven't already gotten into it. I don't really drink anymore because the sugar gives me migraines and muscle spasms and all that fun stuff long before I get even remotely buzzed. But I was always like the fruity drink kind of girl. Pina coladas, strawberry daiquiris, that kind of thing. So I went with Tropic of Stupid because it takes place in Florida. So, nice and tropical and fruity. And if you have enough of them, you're going to do something stupid. So that seemed appropriate. Neon lights. Name a book with a cover that immediately grabbed your attention like bright lights in the club. Well, it's not brightly colored, but you can't say this isn't a cool looking thing. And we've got kind of a dragon on the spine there that curls around to the back. I have not gotten into this yet. Eventually I will, and I'll have to get Matthew to read it with me because I know he said he has it. And oh, I just realized that there's a one, so this is a series. I'm not sure how well I will do with this because it's not my usual, but it just seemed really cool. It's a Hero Born by Jin Yong, translated by Anna Homewood. It's the Legends of Condor Heroes, book one. So it sounds like a really badass hero book, so I picked it up last year. The Bouncer. What book did you have to put down because it just wasn't letting you in? It wasn't so much that it didn't let me in, is that it ticked me off. Three Musketeers by Alexander Dumas. Or as me and the boyfriend started calling him, Dumbass. Because how are you going to name a book after, the Three Musketeers? They're supposed to be heroes. And I hated all of them. They were raging sexist pricks. This is one of the earliest books I read this year, and I think this was my first DNF of the year. Cause I could not do this. I kept trying, and I have to have a character to root for, and the only ones worth rooting for barely got any page time. So yeah, that might not be an appropriate opinion to have dissing the classics, but he made me angry. DJ's choice. What book would you recommend as a perfect read for someone new to the fantasy genre? Well, I'm not big into fantasy, but this is one I have read multiple times. I got a fancy edition because it was a Christmas present years ago, but it is The Hobbit from Tolkien. So, it is an amazing book, but it's also very easy to follow and read. I would not recommend jumping immediately into The Lord of the Rings after it because that is a whole other world to try to, follow and comprehend. That is way more, yeah. Ah, Words are hard. I'm blanking on this one. But it is way more comprehensive and in depth. But The Hobbit is a nice, easy one. I remember we read like a couple chapters of it were in our literature book in fifth grade. I liked it. I got that. Well, I got a cheap paperback version of it. And like a year or two later, the movie started coming out. Lord of the Rings is a much easier book to read after you've already seen the movies a couple times. Yeah. At least for me, because I kept going, wait, who's where? They were just, huh? Oh, okay, now I can picture this and I can follow it better. Fantasy just, it gets me like that every time. So, Disco Ball. Name a book that made you feel like you were part of a vibrant, glittering world. Well, I don't know about totally glittering, but House of Roots and Ruin. Another one that I could have picked for beautiful cover, because, oh my gosh. This is Old Town Island living back, before electricity and whatnot, but it's creepy and like it's an atmospheric horror, but it is very vibrant. If we're saying with snobby aristocratic folks that are have this glittering mansion and these beautiful gardens, and you definitely get into it. It was that is easily one of my favorite books of the year. It was by Aaron A. Craig. It is the sequel to House of Salt and Sorrow, which is a retelling of 12 Dancing Princesses, which I had never heard of since it's not in Grimm Brothers or Disney. I am reading a retelling of that by K.M. Shea on Kindle Unlimited right now, and I'm having a lot of fun with that too. This one, if it's a retelling of something, I don't know what it is, but it's really good. Let's see. Dance Floor Diva. Oh, I miss being one of those. What book had you dancing with excitement from the first page to the last? Well, I could go with anything by him, but this is currently the latest for the next couple weeks. Tides of Fire by James Rollins. And it's a Sigma Force novel that we've got action, we've got some globetrotting, we're getting to blow some stuff up, all kinds of battles, and mixes in a little science and history, and I love this series. I will recommend it to anyone that likes action. I've got some other stand-ins for like the year between each of his books, but he's still my favorite of the genre. Like he's thriller, but for me, it's not so much thrill as action than adventure. He's an adventurist, and I freaking love him. So, yep. VIP entrance. Which book? Or that's one I just did, isn't it? I'm confused. I'm losing myself all over the place. I swear I haven't had anything but sweet tea today. So, number 7, guest list. Which author would you invite to an exclusive book themed party and why? I'm gonna invite Christopher Moore because I've met him once before and he was freaking awesome. He is very chill, very funny. I think we would have a good time because he does not get enough love because he has a weird sense of humor, but I love it. I would totally hang out with him. He's doing a book cruise. And if I had $3,000 to, throw around, I would be on that in a heartbeat. But your girl's hours are getting cut. I'm basically part-time at this point and destroying my savings to pay the bills till I find something else. So, help a girl out because I definitely ain't got $3,000. It's not like a cruise. It's basically you're going up the river, checking out castles, and hanging out with the best author. So, Jaws ain't gonna get me. I don't have to learn to doggy paddle and hope I'm not the slowest. That's my kind of cruise. Castles, yeah. Nice scenery, awesome. One of these days. This is the second year that he's done it. Bucket list. VIP entrance. Which book did you feel privileged to read before it became more widely popular? Barely, but Harry Potter. Because I got into this shortly before the movies started coming out. So, there's another author that I could say, but I don't want to jinx it because they were supposed to have a movie and then it didn't happen. And now there's talk of a TV series, and it better freaking happen. even though I would prefer to see it on the big screen, they'll probably do it more, true to the books if it's a TV series. So, but I got into this like a year beforehand, and this is pretty much what started my more serious reading. Because a teacher called me Hermione. What did you say? Oh, I'm gonna go find out how much you gonna pay for this, and in front of witnesses at that. You think you gonna diss me? Mm-hmm. And then I ended up loving it, and 20 something years later, we're not gonna say how many. Yep. So that's about the closest I've got to this is popular, because usually I don't read the popular ones. As y'all can tell, you've probably never heard of half of these, but I have fun with them. I like the out there stuff, and it helps that I mostly go to the used bookstores. You ain't really gonna catch me in Barnes and Noble unless you give me a gift card. So I'm finding the stuff that's out of print or old, or hey, we've had a couple of these, but they didn't get enough attention. So why is nobody loving these? You need to remember these books and go get them. That's what I got for you. Dance battle. Which two characters from different books would you love to see face off in a dance battle? This one about stumped me. I had to stare at my bookshelves for a while. And I'm still not really sure that I like my answer to this. But what the heck? I think it would be funny. It would probably be terrible, but it would be funny. I don't know if any of y'all ever watched the show Castle, but it has a book series written by Richard Castle. And the author is the guy that plays Castle in the TV show. Because nobody knows who actually writes these books. Yeah, it's pretty well guessed that it's the writers of the TV show. But the author listed is Richard Castle, who is the title character of the TV show Castle. The author picture is the guy who plays him. And I wish they were still writing books because I want to meet him. He's the guy from Firefly, and they make nods making fun of him for that. And I would love to fangirl about it. But in the book, he's Jameson Rook is the character, and then Pendergast from Lincoln Child and Douglas Preston's Pendergast series. They're like, so we would have the author and the really stiff, really ancient detective, and I just think it would be freaking hilarious. Because I can't picture any characters that I think would actually be good dancers, except for maybe the elves. Getting the elves and the dwarves to dance battle would be pretty funny too, but it's in different books, and I'm pretty sure just picking. It feels like cheating to go, alright, we're gonna get this one out of The Hobbit and this one out of Two Towers. Like, it's the same series. That's cheating. So, but I'm pretty sure. I'd love to see Gimli and Legolas go at it. If you just had two characters, it would have been Gimli and Legolas. Or maybe Merry and Pippin once they've got a few drinks in them. They would be fun in like the appropriate way. After party. What book left you with a hangover, unable to start a new read immediately after finishing it? Well, I haven't finished this bad boy. I still got that much left. But I'm already feeling the hangover of I am struggling with this bad boy. If it wasn't a buddy read, I'm not sure I could do it. I think I would just read or watch the movies again. But it's good, but also the style stuff is I'll do a full on video once I finally finish this bad boy. I'm supposed to finish it for Don't Die July with Ben and Noah. We're getting close there. So I'm gonna try. But I'm definitely feeling the hangover. I am done with horror for a while after that. Like, I was getting ready to kick off Summerween, but I need a break. Just a good thing I got a James Rollins novel that's due on the 6th. Yay! I'ma have a new book by one of my favorites. Late night conversations. Which book left you thinking deeply or wanting to discuss it with others late into the night? Well, that's pretty much all of them that I read. Either I love it and I need to tell you all about it, or I fucking hate it and I'm angry and I need to tell you about it. Which is why I film these, but then I get behind on my filming and I read a bunch on my phone. But we gotta do we're reading through Grimm Brothers anthology, because the only way I'm gonna get through it is to read y'all a story a week. And I try to do tags, And then that leaves Thursday for book reviews, and that's only one book review. But I try to read like at least two on my phone and one real one, like physical one a week. And I just don't have time to film that many, so anything that I've done a actual review of, yeah, that one. And some of the other ones that get a little bit more of a rant when I do the wrap ups. Yeah, that one too. Because I'm not gonna bother telling you if I'm just kind of meh on it. But the ones that bother to get their own ones, yeah, I got some thoughts. So, yeah, that was that tag. Hope y'all enjoyed the rambling and the tongue twisting. And I know we're supposed to tag some people, but I am so behind on these that I have no idea who has done it. I'm going to tag Vin and Noah since I mentioned them anyway. And I don't know if Elaine has done this. I feel like she would have fun with it. So I'll tag some channels below that might not have done it. But if you like me and you see it and you think it's fun and you want to do it, you're tagged. So go do it. And I will check it out. Hopefully y'all had fun and I will see you soon. Bye. Happy reading.